Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Wednesday, July the 10th, and we are here to look at the new releases being set into the wild this week. And on Wednesdays, we look at romance. Every day of the week, we look at a different genre. On Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. On Tuesdays, we look at mysteries and thrillers. Wednesdays, like today, we look at romance. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll look at fantasy and science fiction. And Friday is Freeform Friday, where we look at whatever we want to. Let's see, quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday night. I will have them tomorrow after evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours every Tuesday and Thursday evenings. And then I do them again on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And those go for 5 hours. Let us jump into. I was going to do a quick show of. No, let's go into the books. Hope you guys had a good night. Hope you were able to stay as cool as possible today. It's just going to be hot across America today. We are going to cross 100 here in Billings, Montana. And I am not a hot weather girl. First up, Not You Again by Ingrid Pierce. That's kind of a not irritating cover. Wedding gown designer Andy Dresser is hanging on by a thread, gaining a following on TikTok for her one-of-a-kind fairy tale gowns. She has earned her a spot at Atlanta's Fashion Week, but the costs to design a full bridal line have stretched her to the limit. When her best friend suggests she sign up for a reality show, another reality show, with a potential of $100,000 prize, she realizes the money could allow her to hire some desperately needed help. All she needs to do is marry a stranger, sight unseen, and opt for divorce at the end of the filming. No big deal, right? Architect Kit Watson just returned to Atlanta to help his loving but stubborn mother through a health crisis. However, she'll only accept his help if he agrees to settle down, insisting he sign up for a matchmaking reality show. Willing to do anything for his mom, he finds himself at the altar, on camera, staring at Andy, the woman he abruptly left without explanation 10 years ago. What a coincidence! With producers out to prove they're the perfect match, Kit and Andy join in on the reality show hijinks, cameras following their every move. Somewhere between ziplining and axe throwing therapy sessions, their feelings for each other grow under the spotlight. But with decision day and fashion week looming, Andy needs to decide if the manufactured scenarios for TV are enough to choose loving Kit over her dreams of success. Two words, hot mess. I like this cover. This cover is so pretty to me. To Have and Let Go, second in The Woman of Boone County series by Julianne Dove. Chelsea Hayes is no stranger to running away from her problems. That could explain why she moved 6 states away from Boone County, and the reason she works a second job to go talk in circles to a therapist bi-weekly to avoid hitting the dead end and facing her demons. Unfortunately for Chelsea, a call from back home forces her to hang up her running shoes and return to face some ghosts that never left, even if she did. Patrick Jurgen is new in town, someone to take away some of the tension from all the things spinning out of control in Chelsea's life. But like Chelsea, he's fighting his own set of problems. The two might make a good match, except for one thing, or one person. He's the topic her therapist knows nothing about. In fact, no one in town knows of their past. If they did, there would be no end to the tongues wagging. I don't know, that's not all hanging together either. Is it me? Emily Griffin has a new one. The Summer Pact. Hang on, coffee's required. Maybe coffee will help. I hear you knocking. Okay, I can't sing. The Summer Pact by Emily Griffin. Four freshmen arrive at college from completely different worlds. Lainey, a California party girl with a flair for drama. Tyson, a brilliant scholar and aspiring lawyer from Washington, D.C. Summer, an ambitious, recruited athlete from the Midwest. And Hannah, a mild mannered Southerner who is content to quietly round out the circle of big personalities. Soon after arriving on campus, they strike up a conversation in their shared dorm, and the seeds of friendship are planted. As their college years fly by, their bond intensifies and the four become inseparable. But as graduation nears, their lives are forever changed after a desperate act leads to tragic consequences. Stunned and heartbroken, they make a pact, promising to always be there for one another, no matter how separated they may become by circumstances or distance. 10 years later, Hannah is anticipating what should be one of the happiest moments of her life when everything is suddenly turned upside down. Calling on her closest friends, it soon becomes clear that they are all facing their own crossroads. True to their promise, they agree to take a time out from lives headed in wrong directions and embark on a shared journey of self discovery, forgiveness, and acceptance. Uh, well, they give something away from the cover. There's only three. Carolyn Brown has a new one. She's written a lot. The Sawmill Book Club. Unsure of the future but ready for risks, Libby Odell trades big city life for whatever the back roads hold. In this case, it's the small community of Sawmill, Texas, where Libby's taken a temporary job putting an antique store in order. Her new boss, Benny Taylor, a handsome charmer with a three-legged dog named Elvis, isn't a bad change of scenery either. Across the street, Benny's surrogate grandmothers, the widows Minnie Lee and Opal, are ready with homemade cornbread, sweet tea, and an invitation for Libby to join their book club, even if it is mostly a gathering for local gossip and meddling. The ladies' main agenda: find Benny a wife. Except Benny's not looking, and Libby's only passing through until she decides what direction she's headed next. Truth is, Sawmill is starting to feel pretty nice. Benny even nicer. Time will tell if this meantime job in a stopover town is just what Libby's been looking for and where she belongs. That's got all the elements of a sweet story. The Next Big Fling by Gabriela Gamez. First in the Librarians in Love. Apparently going to be a series. Librarian Marcela Ortiz has been secretly in love with her best friend for years, and when he gets engaged, she knows it's long past time to move on. But before she gets the chance, she has a bigger problem to contend with in the form of Theo Young, ex-NFL player and older brother of the man she's in love with. When she discovers Theo's plans to confess his feelings for his brother's fiancée at their engagement party, Marcella is quick to stop him, despite how tempting it is to let him run away with the bride-to-be. She manages to convince Theo to sleep off his drunken almost mistake at her place, and when they arrive at a family brunch the next day together, everyone wrongly assumes they hooked up. Since Theo needs a cover for his feelings for the bride and Marcella needs a distraction from her unrequited feelings for the groom, they decide to roll with the lie. Until one late night at a bar, they take it a step further and discover a layer of attraction neither realized existed. Soon they find themselves exploring the simmering chemistry between them, whether in library aisles or Marcella's bed. There are no boundaries for the rebound relationship they form, just a host of complicated feelings, messy familial dynamics, and uncovered secrets that threaten to tear them apart before they can even admit to themselves that their rebound is working, maybe a little too well. Is it really a rebound if you never really had a relationship with that person? And I know for authors, it's hard to come up with ideas. I know it's hard for authors to come up with all these reasons for love partners to get together. But man, sometimes it's just pushing it. Sounds like a plan by Pamela Samuels Young and Dwayne Alexander Smith. One missing person, two rival detectives, infinite chemistry. This rollicking thrill ride told in alternating he said, she said perspectives, etc., etc. Jackson Jones and Mackenzie Cunningham have a lot in common. They are both hardworking private investigators with their own firms in Los Angeles, each happily single and very good at their jobs. But when they're together, they are like oil and water. After they find themselves working the same missing persons case, the idea of collaborating seems about as likely as a blizzard in Beverly Hills. But once it's clear that they have been set up to take the fall for a murder, they have no choice but to join forces and make a plan that will expose the truth. Bickering their way from Century City to Malibu and beyond, they find it increasingly hard to deny the sparks flying between them. But with a small army of mercenaries in hot pursuit and a killer intent on covering his tracks, there's not a lot of time to sort through their complicated feelings, etc. That sounds kind of fun. I don't know. I ask a lot from a book. That's why there's so many out there for all different tastes. Air, apparently, by Kara McDowell. Freshman year is stressful enough without accidentally being married to the King of England. Accidentally. Of course, Wren Wheeler can't tell her Northwestern classmates about that. After surviving a narrowly averted apocalypse over the summer, everyone's had enough excitement for one lifetime. Wren knows she needs to move on from Theo, uh, married, but she can't forget the look in his eyes when he left her on that island in Greece, and also he took her dog. When an ill-fated attempt to rescue Comet the Apocalypse dog turns into a chemistry-fueled reunion with Theo that's caught by the paparazzi, Wren finds herself under the royal spotlight. Suddenly, she's a problem for the firm to solve, and in order to be protected from the rabid press, she'll have to fly back to London with Theo. Along for the ride are Naomi and Brooke, as well as Theo's siblings, including Henry, the brother he spent his life being compared to. But because the universe can't let these two maybe newlyweds have one conversation in peace, their plane goes down over the Atlantic, crashing on a tropical island in the middle of nowhere because they don't have enough plot issues. Stranded with no sign of rescue, the group will have to band together against poisonous animals, catastrophic injuries, a brotherly rivalry, and an ill-timed volcano if they're going to make it out alive. And scariest of all, Ren and Theo will have to face their feelings for one another and decide what they want their futures to look like, and if that future will be heartbreak or happily ever after. Everything but the kitchen sink in there. That's what I say, Q. Abby, abby, abby. Hearts Overboard by Becky Dean. Hang on. I need coffee. It's a coffee kind of day. Actually, that's cold coffee, so it's extra good. Love is on the horizon. After a very public breakup during which her ex Caleb tells her she is both A, boring, and B, stuck in her ways, Savannah Moore decides that going with her mom on her company cruise to Alaska presents the perfect opportunity to show people how fun she is. Because being on a cruise is. Yeah. It won't be easy though. Her longtime nemesis, Tanner Woods, is also on the ship. His family and Savannah's are friends, and Tanner knows her better than she'd like to admit. When he learns of her plan, Tanner wants to help, and he encourages her to try everything: ziplining and dog sledding, hiking the bear infested Alaskan wilderness, singing late night karaoke, and taking a polar plunge. That'll show Caleb just what he's missing. Except after spending so much time with Tanner, Savannah's not sure Caleb is the one she wants anymore. Let's go back to that line. That'll show Caleb just what he's missing. He's not there. How does he know? Okay, perhaps she's showing photos on her social media, but seriously. Baiting the Bear by Virginie Marconato, fourth in the Noble Norseman series. Bjorn fell in love with Dunn as a boy of 16 during her visit to his village. For years, the golden-eyed Saxon was nothing but an unattainable fantasy. Then one day, she reappears out of the blue, more beautiful than ever and, against all odds, widowed. Now a grown man, Bjorn jumps at the chance to finally try to woo her. After being married to a man she despised, Dunn is determined to live her life free of impositions and watch her daughter grow. Her meeting with a young, magnetic, but utterly unsuitable Norseman will test her resolve to the limits. How will Bjorn convince the woman of his dreams that what they could have is worth some sacrifice? What will it take for Dunn to accept that with the right man, marriage could be more than a prison? Speaking of fantasy romance, Let the Games Begin by Rufaro Faith Mazurura. Athens, 2024. Olivia Como has been ambitious, smart, and an overall go-getter. Now that she's graduated from university, she's willing to do whatever it takes to land her dream job at the Summer Games. The first step, securing her new internship, which will put her in the center of all the action, where she hopes to run into some of her favorite athletes. Zeke Moyo, the heartthrob star runner of Team Great Britain, is more than ready to claim his title as the fastest man in the world, following in the footsteps of the greatest athletes of all time. His future to the finish line is looking bright, despite his recent breakup with celebrated gymnast Valentina Ross Rodriguez, constantly making headlines. When Olivia and Zeke collide, literally, on the first day of training, sparks fly. As the games grow closer, so do Olivia and Zeke. But the competition starts stirring up uncomfortable memories from Zeke's past, and Olivia's internship doesn't turn out to be what she expected. Will they be able to overcome these hurdles and achieve their dreams, or will it come at the cost of their budding romance? Honey, internship just means glorified gopher. And that is all we have for today. Strangely enough. I don't know if there's anything that I would check out further. Maybe sounds like a plan to see if the writing holds up to a fun idea. Sawmill Book Club, maybe? Maybe. I've read one of hers before. If you're in the mood for something lighter, sure. Oh, that's okay, Mary. Don't even worry about it. We were just finishing up. Stop that. There we go. I could show what I'm reading real quick. I'm reading a fantasy that came out yesterday that had been on my radar for a while. And I'm doing it as like an immersive read. I also have it on audiobook, which is helpful because this is a fantasy set in a medieval, similar to like medieval Italy, like Venice and Florence and that. So there's a lot of Italian type names and words. And of course, that little fantasy spin also puts it into a little bit more, not sure what the word is. So it helps to hear it, but it also helps to see it. And I'm really, really enjoying it. Fantasy element also is, there's probably going to be a dragon. He talks about a dragon eye. So I'm sure there'll be that kind of element. I am also reading a historical mystery. Next in series for me in the Angus Brody and Michaela Forsyth series, Deadly Illusion. This is fourth in that series. Set at the Crystal Palace, the very famous exhibition in London in the 1880s. So I'm enjoying that as well. I'm just reading that one with my eyeballs, though. So that is what I am doing. None of those covers really draw me in, except, as you say, the Sawmill Book Club. Yeah, and the concepts are just so repetitive and silly. But sometimes you're in the mood for that. It's okay. Just started The Orchids of Ashthorne Hall. That sounds cool, by Rebecca Anderson. Just started, so can't tell you much about it yet. Not sure if I'm liking the writing style yet. We'll give it give it a healthy try. And if it's not right, not right. Yeah, I'm enjoying them. But I'm also I also wanted to have that audiobook element because I have to seriously crochet since I started over on the shawl. Having gotten more details on what version of orange she likes best. So I will be, those are my plans. So again, I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesdays, but I will have them tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoon. Tomorrow we'll look at fantasy and science fiction. Taking a sneak peek, I believe there's a lot of options in the fantasy per usual. Alright, so that is it. I've got to get running to work. Hope you guys, please stay cool, stay hydrated. It is hot out there. It is summer. Summer is here. Today we're going to be crossing 100 for the rest of the week. Today and the rest of the week. So with you in spirit as well as physically. I know you guys have had it a lot longer, but so you know how to take care of yourselves. But please take care of yourselves. Read good books, and as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.